till now we have discussed introduction and elastic behavior of solid, right? Next topic is stress and strain. First we will discuss stress in detail with different types, and then we will discuss in detail strain, right? So what do you mean by stress? First of all, let's write the definition of stress. The restoring force per unit area is known as stress. Right? The definition of stress is the restoring force per unit area is known as stress. For understanding the definition of stress, let us consider one example of cylinder. Right? If we have applied the deforming force in this direction, F is deforming force, or you can say applied force, right? Suppose if I have applied deforming force in this direction, what will happen? This cylinder tries to be in equilibrium condition. That's why it also generates one force which is known as restoring force. Fr is restoring force which is in opposite direction to applied force, and the magnitude of restoring force which is equal to the applied force. So ultimately this restoring force which equal and opposite in direction to this applied force F, right? And from this concept we have the definition of stress: the restoring force per unit area. This force, restoring force per unit area, is known as stress, and this is the cross sectional area. Here we have to consider the cross sectional area, and here we need the force per unit area, okay, and which is known as stress. Now what is the equation for stress? Stress which is equal to F by A, force per unit area, and from this equation we can write the unit of stress is Newton per meter square or Pascal, right? And what is the dimension? And dimension for stress, here we have force F which is equal to mass into acceleration divided by area A, and from this equation you can easily write the dimension of stress is m1 L minus 1 T minus 2, right? From this equation you can easily write the dimension of stress is m L minus 1 T raised to minus 2, right? So this is the definition, unit and dimension of stress. Now what about its type? There are three types. Basically there are three types of stress available. First is longitudinal stress. In which it is also subdivided in two parts. First is tensile stress and another one is compressive stress, right? First is tensile stress and another one is compressive stress. Now what do you mean by tensile stress? For that, let's consider the same example that we have considered earlier. Let's consider one cylinder, right? If I have applied force F, this is force F, applied force, or you can say deforming force. And here I also apply the force. Means if I stretch cylinder from the two ends, then what will happen? The length of the cylinder will increase, right? But at the same time, when I am stretching this cylinder from two sides, this cylinder tries to be in equilibrium condition, right? This cylinder tries to be in equilibrium condition, and for that it generates the restoring force Fr, which is equal in magnitude to applied force or deforming force and is in opposite direction to applied force F, right? It develops the restoring force Fr, and this restoring force per unit area in this case is known as tensile stress, right? But keep in mind, this force which is normal to the area, this cross sectional area, this is the cross sectional area of cylinder, right? And here also this is the cross sectional area of cylinder. This force must be normal to, normal means perpendicular to this cross sectional area in case of tensile stress. Now in case of compressive stress, here the cross sectional area of cylinder, here also the cross sectional area of cylinder. In case of compressive stress, if I compress this cylinder from the two ends, if I compress this cylinder from the two ends, then what will happen? This cylinder try to be in equilibrium condition, and due to this equilibrium condition, or for maintaining equilibrium condition, this cylinder tries to develop the restoring force Fr, which is again equal in magnitude to F and opposite in direction, right? So in this case, the restoring force per unit area is known as compressive stress. Here in both the case, the force F, which is normal to the cross sectional area, here the force F, which is normal to this cross sectional area in both the case, right? So here this is the definition for tensile stress, and here it is the definition for compressive stress. In case of tensile stress, we need to apply the force in such a way so we can easily stretch the cylinder, or in case of compressive stress, we have to apply the force that compress this cylinder, right? Now this both the stress, compressive stress as well as tensile stress, both are termed as longitudinal stress, because the force is applied to along the length of cylinder, right? Force is applied to along the length of cylinder, that's why it is known as longitudinal stress. Okay, now the second one is, the second type is shearing stress, right? Or you can say tangential stress. Now what do you mean by shearing stress and tangential stress? So let's consider one cylinder, right? Okay, now this cylinder having length L, right? Now here if I apply the force, if I apply the force in both the faces of cylinder, both are in opposite direction. Here if I apply the force F in both the face which is in opposite in direction, यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं the direction of force is like this, and here the another face, the direction of force is like this, means both are equal and opposite to each other, and F is nothing but it is the applied force or deforming force, right? Now what will happen when I have applied this force F to this cylinder? Here this is the area of this cylinder, right? This is the cross sectional area. Okay, and here also the cross sectional area of cylinder. Now what will happen if I apply the tangential force to this cross sectional area? Keep in mind the difference in longitudinal stress and shearing stress is that here we have applied the force which is normal to this area, which is normal to the cross sectional area, and here we have applied the force which is tangential to this cross sectional area, right, in both the face. Okay, here the force is also tangential to area, and here also the force F is tangential to area A, right? So here when we have applied the force F, this cylinder tries to be in equilibrium condition, which also generates the restoring force Fr here. First of all, when we have applied the force F, then cylinder is deflected like this. This is the applied force F, and here also the applied force F, and this is the deflection delta x, and this is the angle of deflection, right? So here when we have applied the force, the cylinder tries to be in equilibrium condition, but there is some deflection delta x of cylinder and having the deflection angle theta, right? And in that case the cylinder tries to develop the restoring force in opposite direction, right? And this restoring force per unit area is known as shearing stress, right? This restoring force per unit area is known as shearing stress. And the third one is hydraulic stress. The last type is hydraulic stress. Now let us consider one solid body. Let us consider one solid body, right? And this solid body is placed in fluid having high pressure, right? We have one solid body which is placed in fluid having high pressure. Now what will happen? This fluid is try to develop force on the body. This fluid tries to develop force on body along all side, right? This fluid try to develop the force on the body, force on the whole body, and this force which is also the perpendicular to this area, this force which is also perpendicular to this area, right? So when the fluid develop the force on the body, this body try to develop some force, okay, and which is known as the restoring force, right? Which is known as restoring force Fr, and which is again the equal in magnitude to applied force and opposite in direction, right? Here in this case the restoring force per unit area is known as hydraulic stress. Here this restoring force per unit area is known as hydraulic stress, and the force Fr which is equal to the applied force. जो हाइड्रोलिक मीन्स के जो फ्लूइड जो प्रेशर अप्लाई करेगा इतना ही प्रेशर हमें यहाँ पे रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स में मिलेगा. मीन्स बॉडी ट्राइज टू डेवलप द रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स, राइट. So here we have discussed the definition of stress, unit, dimension, equation of stress, and three different types of stress. First is the longitudinal stress, which is also further divided in two types: tensile stress and compressive stress. Second is shearing stress, or you can say tangential stress, right. And third, last one is the hydraulic stress, right, which is very easy to understand. Okay. Next point is strain. So first of all, let us define the definition of strain. How can we define strain? The definition of strain is change in dimension to original dimension, which is known as strain. Strain is defined as the ratio of change in dimension to original dimension, right. And the dimension will be in length, volume, etc., right. This dimension may be in length, volume, etc. It may be possible there may be a change in length of a solid body, or it may be possible there is a change in volume of a body, right. So this is the definition of strain, and strain is unitless and dimensionless quantity. Strain is unitless as well as dimensionless quantity, right. And here we have also three different types of strain, and the first is longitudinal strain, right. The first type is longitudinal strain, and for understanding this longitudinal strain, let us consider one simple cylinder having length L. Here we have considered cylinder having length L. Now what we have to do? If I have applied the stretching force F from the two sides, then what will happen? Then the length of cylinder will be changed. And the new length of the cylinder will be L plus delta L. Delta L will be the change in length of cylinder by applying the stretching force from the two ends of cylinder. Now here longitudinal strain is defined by change in length to original length. Now change in length, which is the delta L. When the force is applied, the length of the cylinder will be changed as delta L. So delta L, which is the change in length, and original length, which is the L. So delta L by L, which is longitudinal strain, right. Now second type is shearing strain. And similarly here we will also consider simple cylinder having length L, but here we have applied the force normal to cross sectional area. Here we have applied the force F, which is normal to cross sectional area, right? We can see force is normal to cross sectional area, right? But here in case of shearing strain, the force which is applied here, which is the tangential to cross sectional area. This is the cross sectional area of cylinder, and here we have applied the force which is the tangential to this cross sectional area. Here the same thing, we have applied the force which is the tangential to this cross sectional area. Now what will happen if we have applied this tangential force F to the two faces of cylinder? Then obviously this cylinder will be displaced, right? When we have applied force in this direction, then the cylinder will be displaced by some length. So here the new position of the cylinder when the force is applied will be like this, right? Here we have applied force, here we have applied force, and at that time this small displacement which is given by delta x, small displacement of cylinder from its vertical position is delta x, and original length which is L, right? And now consider this angle is theta, this small angle is theta, right? So in this case shearing strain is given by the ratio of small displacement from two faces, small displacement from two faces divided by original length, right? In shearing strain, I am repeating, which is given by small displacement, and this small displacement when we have applied force, the original position of cylinder is like this, but when we have applied the force, the small deflection occurs delta x, and this is in case of shearing strain which is given by small displacement divided by original length, small displacement which is given by delta x and original length which is L, right? So shearing strain which is given by the equation delta x by L, very simple. Now here if I want to write the equation for tan theta, here I want to write the equation for tan theta, then what will happen? Suppose this angle theta, this is small displacement delta x, and this is the original length of cylinder which is L, and from this we can write the equation for tan theta, which this side divided by this side means delta x by L, and here this displacement is very small. Here displacement is very small from vertical position, it means theta is very small, and if the value of theta is very small, at that time we can consider tan theta equal to theta, and finally we have the equation theta equal to delta x by L. These equations helpful for solving examples, right? And the last type is volume strain. Last type is volume strain, and for understanding this definition, let us consider one simple solid body. One simple solid body having volume V, Now this solid body which is placed under high pressure fluid, this solid body which is placed under high pressure fluid. And if this body is placed under the high pressure fluid, then what will happen? This high pressure fluid tries to develop force on this solid body along all side, and this force is normal to this area of a solid body, right? This force, we can see that this force is normal to this area of a solid body, right? And this force comes from the high pressure fluid. And here in this case, now when this high pressure fluid generate a force on this solid body, then what will happen? The solid body, the volume of a solid body slightly decreased. The volume of a solid body slightly decreased by delta V. Now the original volume is V, but when the high pressure fluid applies the force on this solid body, the volume of this body is decreased by delta V. And in this case, volume strain is given by change in volume to original volume. In this case, the volume strain is given by change in volume divided by original volume. Change in volume, which is the delta V, and original volume of a body, which is V. So volume strain, which is given by equation delta V by V. It is very simple. So here we have studied three different types of strain: longitudinal strain, shearing strain, and volume strain, right?